Hello, welcome everyone. This is Abiodun Mustafa, and as you know, we always come to give so much value to you. And this is another episode of Growth Secrets with Abiodun Mustafa. And today we will be sharing on something really amazing, something transforming, something crucial to your individual life, or probably you are an entrepreneur, someone who wants to take your solutions and you also want to take your message globally and you want to make a lot of profit from it. This is something really, really essential for you. And I have an amazing guest today who I follow up her videos on YouTube, and she does amazing stuff with social media. She does a lot of amazing stuff with travels, and she is an entrepreneur, a CEO, and she had to pass through a lot of hustles and knowing the critical things that has to do with the concept of social media. And she will be sharing from experience on how individuals and businesses can leverage on social media, basically to grow your brand, to make profit, to do a lot of valuable things with this concept called social media. Join me as I welcome the New York based entrepreneur, travel blogger, and social media strategist who is here tonight. Join me as I welcome Imani Murray. Imani, you're welcome.
Hello.
It's amazing to have you here.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, as we discussed, we want to really learn from you, from experience, and from a couple of the things you've gotten to do on how individuals who have critical messages and business owners who want to increase
hmm
their profits can leverage social media. And looking at a couple of your stories and the profile pack you sent, I know you have worked with diverse organizations. You have a lot of experience doing things with social media. You've made profits. You've built a brand. You've grown a lot of influence. And someone is watching right now and saying, Imani, can you help me out? How can I do the same thing? So can you just share with us on how you have been able to leverage social media from experience and how individuals and businesses can do the same?
Sure. So, as he said, my name is Imani Murray. I am the founder of Leader & Co., which is an event and social media management agency. And we specialize in bringing brands and businesses their vision to life. That's what we specialize in. And I also create content on YouTube. So I do social media tips and tricks to help brands and businesses improve their online business. In addition to creating travel, because who doesn't love to travel? So I also create content for whenever I travel. And as he mentioned, we're going to talk today about how businesses, how brands can leverage social media to grow. Whether you're trying to increase your sales, whether you're trying to grow your community. There's so many different ways you can grow on social media, and it looks different to every company, to every person, to every individual, right? So, as I mentioned, growth looks different to everyone, right? There's so many ways you can use social media, especially Instagram, to grow your business, to grow your brand, to grow your personal brand, right? And all the steps that I'm going to mention in today's video, you can apply it to all social media platforms, whether that's TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest. There's so many different social media platforms. And in today's session, we're really just going to talk about that, right? So, in order to be successful, you have to have a plan, no matter what you're doing, whether it's social media, whether it's you have a business plan, you have to have some type of plan, right? And so that's the same thing for social media. So before rushing to go make your first post, you want to make sure that you have an in-depth social media strategy, right? So what does a social media strategy actually look like? And what does it include? There's a few things that you must have and have a successful social media strategy to help you grow, to help you reach a new audience. The first thing is you have to know who your target market is, right? Who are you trying to reach? Who is it that will be buying into your brand, buying your products, buying into your business, right? So, for the most part, every platform, every social media platform has some type of insights that provide you an in depth look at who your audience is. But before you even get to social media, you should already know who your audience is. You should know if if you have a business, you should know who you're trying to target before you even start your social media platform. The social media analytics is just additional information. That may be different for some individuals who have like a personal brand, but for the most part, if you are a brand or business, you should know before you actually start your social media who you're trying to reach, right? And not to mention, Instagram just updated their insights. So they're giving us a lot more information when it comes to our analytics, whether it's they gave us new information about Instagram Reels, new information about Instagram Live videos, and insights for reach. So who are we reaching? How are we reaching them? What content works best? What content reaches them most, whether it's reels, whether it's live videos, whether it's stories. So definitely you want to make sure to those types of insights. And knowing your audience allows you to really understand which social media platform works best for you or your business. Because not every social media platform is going to work best for your company, right? So for example, say you're a travel content creator and you like to share your adventures through pictures or videos, you'll probably want to focus more on like YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and not more so on LinkedIn. Hopefully that made sense, right? So this is like, that's why it's so important to really know who your audience is, because you don't want to be putting all your efforts into one platform and your audience is not connecting to it because it doesn't make sense, right? So after you know who your target audience is, you then want to set realistic goals. So setting realistic goals is important, especially um, it's really important, to help you grow, right? So, and they have to make sense for your brand or business, and it have to be realistic. You can't set goals that are not that may not be realistic to who you are or who your brand is, And these goals can include maybe building a community, maybe reaching a certain amount of followers or subscribers, or maybe you're trying to increase the clicks to your website, or maybe you're trying to hit a sales goal connected to your social media. You want to make sure that these are realistic goals. And another key thing to, putting together your goals and setting them is you want to make sure that there's a time period associated to them, because putting a time period with your goal it makes it more urgent. It gives some type of urgency behind it, and it makes it more real. If you have a goal and there's no time period, there's no date on it, you'll get to that goal whenever you get to it. But if you have a goal and maybe you say, I'm going to accomplish this by December 2021, that puts urgency into your actions. That makes you really want to go after and get it. So you've figured out your target audience, you've figured out some realistic goals. Now you have to determine what metrics are important to you. So, what insights, what analytics are important to you? Every company has different metrics that are important to them. Some companies, it's important that they have a community. Some companies, it's important that they have an increase of followers, or maybe they are increasing their link clicks. So you want to determine what metrics are important to you. And these metrics can include your reach, they can include your engagement, your link clicks. It really just all depends on your goals. And tracking these metrics will allow you to really understand what's working for your business and what's not working for your business. So it's very important that you determine determine what metrics are important to you, right? And then now that we've figured out what metrics are important, it's time to actually plan the content, right? It's so much, a lot of people think that, oh, the only thing about social media is I'm just going to post. There's so much that goes on before you're posting, before you even get to the posting aspect, right? So now we're up to the fourth step. You need to plan your content. And there's so many elements to planning your content. There's so many questions that you need to ask when you're planning your content, right? So what are you going to post? How often are you going to post? Are you going to create the content yourself? Are you going to hire a videographer, photographer? Are you going to share user generated content? What is the purpose of your social media? Are you looking to entertain? Are you looking to educate? What are your content pillars? And for those that don't know, content pillars are about 3 to 5 different topics that your social media is going to cover, So it can range. For example, my social media content pillars are travel, social media tips, entrepreneurship, and events. So you got to understand what your brand, what your platforms are going to cover. Um, and then a part of the content planning is you want to make sure you have a content calendar, because this will help you to really plan out everything, right? It'll and if you have a content calendar, especially if you're working with a team or if you're working with other departments, it'll make life so much easier, I promise, right? Because or even if you're working by yourself, it'll allow you to be more consistent. It'll allow you to stay on track. For instance, if you are a part of a company that sells products, right? And maybe the sales department wants to have a sale. If you have a content plan, a content calendar, you guys, the sales department and the social media team can go ahead and work together and say, all right, well, let's put together this type of social media content to go along with the sale. Does that make sense? um, and so then your social media content calendar should include social media holidays, national, regional, and local holidays, and then important days within your business. So maybe it's your company's anniversary date, or maybe it's something just important to your business. You want to make sure that that's on your content calendar. Um, and then you want to make sure when you have your content calendar that you make room for any types of last minute changes, any types of last minute posts. This is something that, especially in the world that we're in right now, people are so quick to just post things instead of like reading the room. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you go ahead and allow for extra time or extra days when you're planning out your content. And there's just two more steps in this process of creating a successful social media strategy. And the fifth step is, it's optional for some people, but you want to create campaigns. And some people may think, oh, isn't a campaign a strategy? Aren't they the same thing? No. Campaigns are more so specific to one situation, specific to one topic, specific to one strategy. That makes sense. They include things, but your strategy may be for the entire year, so maybe for 2022, whereas your campaign is focused on Father's Day 2021. So you definitely want to incorporate some type of campaigns, and you can have multiple campaigns in your social media strategy. That's very common, especially within different types of businesses. And the last thing you want to do is measure your results. So remember how I said you want to determine what metrics are very important to you? This is the step. The sixth step is where you actually measure those results. See what actually worked. See what didn't work. See what maybe you can improve on. And yeah, so that's how that works. You want to analyze your strategy. You want to analyze your content. And in addition to these six steps, you want to also make sure that you are showing up and you're showing up consistently, and that you engage with other users. You can't just expect people to want to support you and then you're not engaging with them. So it's a two-way street. So now that you have all the steps to really build out a social media strategy, and you're showing up consistently and you're engaging with people, you'll be able to grow on your social media platform. Not to mention, Instagram specifically has so many different features, from Instagram Reels to Instagram Shop, to Instagram Live. All of these different features, different brands and businesses can really utilize in order to grow, depending on what industry that they're in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does perfectly. It does perfectly.
Perfect. Awesome. So yeah, there's so many different ways, companies can really grow, or just personal brands, or people just who don't have brands that they're just looking to really grow their platform. There's so many different ways. Whether you're on Twitter, TikTok. TikTok is the newest, biggest thing, and I recommend that everybody get on TikTok. I'm team TikTok all the way.
Right.
Do you have any questions?
All right. Amazing. That's exceptional from Imani. I know you're listening right now, and you could just see how she's breaking it out very simply, giving you all through from knowing your audience, knowing what you're profiling, trying to develop the right content strategies, content calendar, build out
Mm-hmm.
campaigns, and then ensure that you engage. That's what it is. It's social media, and social has to do with a mutual interaction. So you carry on, you
Oh no, it's
engage.
breaking.
All right. So I hope you can hear me.
Hello, can you hear
Can
me?
you
Oh my
still?
God, it's breaking up. I'm sorry.
All right. If you can hear me,
Wait,
um, all right.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can, but it seems the video
Oh
seems to be
no.
breaking. All right. So well done, everyone. So you've heard from Imani shared real amazing stuffs on the fact that you needed the right strategies, you needed to build quality campaigns, you needed to always engage. The problem at times is when people just post and they see people commenting, they just begin to look like, okay, okay, and they are smiling. People need you to engage with them. When you begin to engage, they take you seriously, they make it clear that you're not just they make you understand that you're not just giving them content to see, but you also follow through with the comments and with the things that they share. So it makes
Yeah.
people synchronize and then understand you even more. So this is a lot of the amazing things that Manny just shared with us
Mm-hmm.
right now. All right. You shared a lot of really amazing things on social media, but I want to really dig deep into how you started because I'm very sure that you didn't just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I want to start using social media." Possibly you were doing a lot of other things, you were doing a lot of other
Oh no.
stuffs, and while doing a lot of other stuffs, something just made you feel like, "Oh, social media was something you wanted to do." You wanted to become a social media strategist. And how did this journey start? And looking at the fact that you own your own business as an entrepreneur, what has it felt like? And can you just share how you started out on this journey on social media? Okay. Did you get my question? All right. It seems there are quite some network issues right there. So I was just trying to ask and find out how she started her journey into entrepreneurship, how she started her journey into becoming a social media strategist. And this being very, very essential because when you begin to understand people's journey, you can begin to get clues, ideas, you begin to get, oh, things that could likely work and things you could implement. Maybe right now you're giving up like, oh, social media is not for me. I just feel it's something I just post, just put in pictures there and do all of those things. So I'm trying to find out from Imani, how she actually started out. How did you start out the journey of social media? Did you just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, social media," and then you went on from there?
Um.
There. How did you start out the journey of becoming a social media strategist?
So. So it's funny. I want to say in high school, actually, I my one of my last papers in high school was about social media and how it affects individuals. like how it can negatively affect individuals, right? And so then going into college, my last paper in college, actually, my final project was about social media, and I was realizing that like I really was interested in it. Instagram was becoming a thing. Obviously, we had MySpace from years ago, and so I was just realizing that it was more and more. I was really, really interested in it, and I was more interested in it than a lot of the people around me. Like, yeah, people would use it and they would have fun, but I was more interested on like how you can actually utilize it to really help you grow and how it can positively benefit you. And then when I graduated, I started doing social media for a bunch of different. I was working at different places and I was doing their social media. And I've always wanted to have my own company. And so then it kind of like my company happened by a mistake, honestly. And so then I just continued to go in that path. And then when coronavirus hit, COVID-19, that's when I really decided, okay, I have a YouTube channel. Let's really turn this into something that people can learn more about just social media because everybody's on social media every single day, right? So why not just use my platform to share different types of tricks and information?
Wow, that's amazing. So it was not like, oh, it has always been a childhood dream. Like it was something you
Hmm.
took interest in and you consistently build a lot of confidence and value in it. Amazing. Wow, I love
Yeah.
that story. So it means someone may be there right now and saying, "Oh, do I need to go through all of the trainings to be very good with social media?" You only need to pick an interest, build competence per time, and take action. Just try to execute, and the more you execute, the better you get at it. Okay, so I,
Yeah.
I
I
want to
know a
ask
lot of,
from yeah, go on, go on.
no, I was going to say, I know a lot of people that are social media managers that they did not go to school for this. I went to school for journalism/public relations, so the communications aspect. So I kind of learned about social media in school, but I know a lot of people who are successful on social media and they manage social media platforms and they go to school for it. So as long as you do your research and you do
Wow, wow, that's amazing. Um, I want to ask. I hope you can really still hear me. I hope you can still hear me. All right. So, what I just asked before now was I was trying to ask Imani if how she started out with her journey, and she was trying to say, oh, she picked up interest at a point. It was not a function of a childhood dream. So you can build that competence on social media. You can actually pick an interest, evolve over time. You can keep growing. You can keep developing your competence. You can keep expanding your mind. And as you keep doing all of those things, you get better and better and better at it. So
hmm
she was trying to really let us know that there are a lot of people who didn't go to school or social media. They didn't have to build any real professional certification. They picked up interest, learned over time, and they built a
hmm
lot of competence at it. All right, welcome back, Imani. Sorry
Sorry,
about
I'm so
having
sorry
to
about this.
deal with all of this. All right,
I'm
my,
so
my, my
sorry.
second question would be from experience, having to consult, do a lot of strategies on social media, what would you consider to be the most challenging aspect of building a personal or business brand online? And why do you think this a lot of times is an issue? Like a lot of people, you've dealt with people, you've seen people, you've suggested strategies for people. What are the recurrent challenges that you feel people have with building personal brands or business brands online?
I would definitely say it's a very common that people just showing up, being consistent and showing up on their social media is the biggest complaint that I always hear. And that's why I have clients that are just like, listen, just please take it over from me because I can't do this. Like it's too much. Like having to really be consistent and then worry about your brand or your business is just, it becomes a lot and overwhelming for people. So definitely, I would say the biggest challenge for people is being consistent and really showing up.
Wow. So the biggest problem is not even biggest problem is not even developing content, but consistency.
Hmm.
So it's not even the device, but commitment, consistent commitment to it. Wow. Because a lot of people a lot of
Because you
people
can
feel
create content like right from your phone. The content part, some people do struggle with that, and it can be very easy. People enjoy seeing like behind the scenes content. They want to see who's behind the brand. They want to see who's behind the business. So that part usually isn't the biggest struggle. It's usually just like, I don't know what my caption's gonna be. I don't know when I should post. I don't know how often I should post. This is becoming a lot. Why do I have to post so much? Like it's just it becomes a lot for people.
wow, which means a lot of times people could even be in the sea of content and still not be consistent with actually
Hmm.
posting. In fact,
Yep.
as we were talking, I already have a content in my mind. I can say, oh, how I got Imani to be my guest on my podcast. That's a content already. So
Yeah,
it's a content
exactly.
already. So people can have content, but how do you build consistency to do it? Now, one of the amazing videos you made that really caught my attention and I got so much value from it was the reason why people need to build content pillars. And
Hmm.
there's someone right now who is listening or who is watching or who will get to watch later on. And I think you've got an exceptional idea about content pillars. And I want you to really share a lot about it. Just give an hint about it to people who have messages they want to pull out. They have real powerful messages they want to churn out,
Hmm.
or businesses who think content is king and they really need to build a strategy to push it out to grow profit. What are some of these key content pillars? And tell us about it and why business and individuals should have their own content pillars.
So content pillars, like I mentioned earlier, there are about 3 to 5 topics that your social media focuses on, right? And so the main reason why you should really have and you should really know what your content pillars are is it makes content creation so much easier because you don't have to worry about what am I going to post about. You have these topics that you have in your head, or maybe you have it written down and you can go to that topic and figure out, okay, I have these topics. I can figure out something to post from any of these. Like I don't have to figure out a whole nother topic because they're already here. And then another reason why you need to know what your content pillars are is it it helps you stay consistent. Like I said, when you're creating the content, you don't have to worry about what am I going to talk about because you have the content pillars, you know what you're going to create. Now you just have to go create it. And then you can, now that you've created it based off of the content pillars, you can be consistent that way, if that makes sense. Um, and it, like, honestly, it just, and having content pillars and understanding what your content pillars are, it allows for your followers, your supporters, your subscribers to have a reason to come back to you. They know why they're following you. They know why they're subscribed to you because you are really focused in on what your content pillars are. So like I said before, my content pillars are travel, entrepreneurship, events, and social media tips. So people come to my YouTube videos for travel and social media. Does that make sense? And then they'll go to my Instagram for events, and then you can go to all of my platforms for a little bit of entrepreneurship. So people know
Wow.
why they're following you based off your content pillars.
Wow, true. So there could always be this issue of trying to represent different things and people are confused about who you are. So
Hmm.
very key and critical. And
Yeah.
what would so you've answered the question of what would actually make people stay consistent is to have your content pillars and then understand what you're churning out per time. So you can be interested about many things does not mean you need to post about those many
Right.
things.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there could be thoughts that could reside in the auditorium of your mind, but they should not be represented on your social media platform.
Right. And you have stories for that. If you want, like on Instagram stories, you can, if you want to share more about your personal life, you can do that on your stories. That gives, like, people like to see more about the person. So you can do that on your stories, but your actual feed posts can really focus more on your content pillars.
Wow, amazing. So I want to ask these questions for people who have not even started out the journey of building brands
Mhm.
on social media. What's the first two steps you would recommend that they take right now? Like people who have not even started, or a lot of people who have always done it wrong on social media, but now they want to build a valuable brand. What are your first two steps that you would recommend to them?
Um, the main one I would say is definitely have a strategy. You have to plan in advance. If you don't have a plan, if you don't have a strategy, it's gonna be a lot more work for you. So put together a strategy and actually take the step and start. That's one of the hardest things, is for you to actually start. So go ahead and make your strategy and actually start your platform, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, any of the above. Start that process.
All right, that's cool. It's just about starting, stop getting
Hmm.
scared. Because a lot
Yeah,
of times people are concerned about, if I post this, what would they say? If I
yeah,
post this, what
exactly.
would they feel like? If I post
Get out
this.
of your head about it.
So it's about just showing up and showing up strong and showing up
Hmm.
consistently. Showing up
Exactly.
strong and showing up consistently. Definitely, you would get to lose a couple of people, but you get to even gain much more. Because
Oh,
definitely, I know Imani at the point would have had to lose some people by doing a lot of the things you do, but
yeah,
you gain much more.
you're always gonna lose followers, but I just think of it like that's not who you were supposed to be reaching. That's not your target audience. If they're gonna unfollow you, that's not gonna be a potential customer or client or supporter. So let them unfollow you. You're gonna get more followers. That doesn't worry. That doesn't matter.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So taking it up to something around ads. Um, I know you'd have done a couple of things around ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and Google ads. At what point do businesses or individuals need to start considering making use of ads? I know there is the value of organic followership, and there is also a lot of values when you're making use of paid advertising. All right. At what point, what are the times when you need to consider organic growth and when you need to consider paid advertisement?
So I personally am not a fan of ads. That's just, I tell my clients, I do not, if you're coming to me for Instagram ads or Facebook ads, I will help you, but I do not push that on anybody, because I feel like there's so many other ways that you can reach these same audiences for free. I have done ads in the past, just to play around with them, and they were okay, but I personally do not. I'm not team Facebook, team Instagram ads. That's just, I don't believe in that. And my when I show my clients, like, okay, yes, you want to do ads, but let's figure out a strategy that can reach those same people, and they understand. And then some people do decide to still continue to do ads. And I'm not going to force anybody to stop it, but I just personally am not team ads over here.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. It may work for some people, though. I'm not like telling anybody to just stop it, but there's so many other ways that you can do it for free.
Would you want to share? Because definitely I know you've got your reasons. Definitely, do you build relationships by just doing ads? And there are a lot of mutual interaction that needs to take place. Like you need to build people who know you, who like you, and who trust you. Can ads actually provide all of these? The answer basically could be no. And I
Hmm.
understand that because of a lot of experiences you've had and some of the things you've done. I know you have very fantastic things that would work beyond just paid advertising. So I don't know, would you want to share one or two of such strategies that people could start leveraging, could start making use of? And what are those things that people need to just learn about beyond just depending on paid advertisement?
So I would say two things that you can really that'll help you instead of doing ads is one, make sure that you're using the right hashtags. You want to make sure that you're using the right hashtags because that's a lot of people think, oh, I'm using hashtags, but it's not working for me. You have to make sure you're using the right ones. And then the next thing is, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but be consistent. Because if you're using your hashtags and you're being consistent and your hashtags match your content, then you're going to be able to reach those people. It may not be all of the people that you want to reach, but you're going to be able to really tap into that audience as long as you're using hashtags and you're being consistent. Because hashtags, yes, they still do work.
Yeah, awesome. So hashtags, stay consistent, very, very
Mhm.
important. So use those strategies and then you can grow organically and you can
And check
also
your
grow exponentially.
insights.
All right, true, true, true. And then grow exponentially also. So check on
Mhm.
your insights, check on the analytics, and then be sure you're doing the right thing. So
Yeah.
not don't just do the good things. It's also important that you do the right things because a lot of
Exactly.
people are doing a lot of very good things. You're doing a lot of good things like you're there, you're posting, you're there, you're showing your face and you're speaking and talking. You're there, you're posting videos on YouTube, you're posting videos on Facebook, on your Facebook page, but are you doing the right thing? Because only the
hmm
right things will produce the right result, not just many good things that you get to do. All
Yeah,
right. So
exactly.
I love your amazing thoughts and concept around all of those things. Now I want to just ask for individuals who want to start making money on social media, or should I say those who want to start making money with social media. So what would be your counsel or what ideas that you can share out to them? So someone believe I have amazing thoughts. I've been doing a lot of videos on YouTube, but I'm not making money. I've been sharing a
hmm
lot of fantastic posts on Facebook, but I'm not being profitable by it. I have a business page and I post, I share a lot of things, but it's like I'm just doing all of those things. I'm being consistent, but it's not transmitting into financial rewards. So, what would be your idea? What would you like to share with such individuals? Because somebody will be watching right now, and maybe the person have tried writing ebooks, gave it out for free. Nobody opted in into their email list, or they did a lot of amazing videos, talked about their product, and people just viewed and they just had a lot of views, but nothing really happened. So, what's your
Right.
idea about really making money with social media?
So there's so many different ways you can make money on social media and with social media. And every platform is different. Instagram has so many ways you can, monetize your platform. There's Instagram Shop. There's Instagram Live badges where basically creators can go on live and their supporters can send them money. Um, Obviously, with Instagram Shop, you're selling a product. And you can have it connect either to your website or you can have it so that people check out right within the Instagram app. You can same thing with Facebook. There's Facebook Shop. Instagram actually just announced that they're doing a creators affiliate program. Twitter has a function where you can send your favorite creators money. There's so many different ways that you can generate income on social media, specifically Instagram. Maybe you're an organization, a nonprofit organization. You can fundraise using Instagram platform. You really just got to play around with the different settings. Maybe turn on specific profile buttons where people can go to your profile and click donate if they want to go specifically to your shop. If for YouTube, I would say you can't really focus on being monetized because I've noticed a lot of people they really want to be monetized so fast and then they just start throwing out any type of content. You got to focus on your content and then the subscribers and the money will eventually come because now you need I think 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours which it can be a lot of work, but you have to show up consistently. Is a theme to this. You always got to show up consistently, and put your best foot forward. So there's so many different ways that you can really create, that you can generate income on social media, especially Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, you definitely want to get into Instagram because they are really trying to get their brands and their creators. They're trying to get their brands and creators income through the app.
Yeah, correct. And I think that's really true. And in Africa, one way people have actually even done some of those things, added to some of the things you just shared, is they do a lot of work showing up consistently with a lot of short videos, amazing videos, and
Hmm.
some people seem to call them skits. And then they
Hmm.
grow a lot of their followership, and then they become influencers, like social media
Yeah.
influencers that promote products, and then from there they get paid. In
Yeah.
fact,
Exactly.
currently there's a part of Africa I know of, basically Nigeria, where people get paid to just do a skit to celebrate someone happy birthday. Like
Wow.
you want them you want to send a birthday wishes to someone, you pay
Hmm.
them to create a video and then say an happy birthday to that person. As
Yeah.
amazing as that, a lot of people are making money, a lot of money
Yeah.
from it, a lot of
People
money
are
from it.
making money on just like a lot of things. It's
And
you can do the
yeah,
simplest thing. You just got to really just show up and be consistent.
yeah, very, very, very true. Very, very true. Now, going on to things that are more personal, we've talked about a lot of intellectual things. You do a lot of things around travels, and one of the cities you love so much is Aruba. And I
Hmm.
would love to hear about so much about Aruba. Yeah, I've seen it on your video. I've seen it, yeah, when you did your, I think, 26th birthday, you were
Hmm.
there, correct? So
Yeah.
tell us about Aruba, what it's like, what your experience is like, and what memory you would never forget being there.
Aruba was amazing. It was beautiful. I went for my 26th birthday. And it was great. I loved everything about the island. I tell everybody to go. Um, the food was good. The people were really nice. It was very inexpensive. And the people were really, really like really nice. And so I love that. The thing that I would never forget going to Aruba is definitely visiting the Flamingo Island. I am very afraid of birds. But I really wanted to go to the Flamingo Islands, and that was an experience in itself. So I'll
Wow,
never forget that. Yeah,
wow, wow.
yeah.
So, two other cities you love, Miami. I'm sorry, Aruba is in which country?
Ooh, that I can't remember right now. I'm drawing a blank.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, so tell us about Puerto Rico.
Oh, another one of the my favorite islands. I love the culture. I love the just the environment of Puerto Rico. That was another great trip. I went again for I think it was my 23rd birthday actually, and the food, the liveliness of everything, the nightlife, everything was just amazing. And we stayed in the Airbnb, and it was great.
Very good experience, and
Yeah,
I see you trying to just suppose check a lot of things around the world, synchronize them with probably that's something you do that gets you to ideate, to know more about people, to stay more
hmm,
productive, to stay more happy and delighted. And
yeah.
I think it's really good. It's amazing. And I don't know anyone right now, you really want to know about the travel life of Imani, I would advise you to go to our YouTube channel. Just type "This is Imani," and then you'll see a lot of amazing, amazing travel documentaries. Now, to this key question, I love to always ask my guests whenever they come. It's the humorous question. I try to ask if you can see the 12 years old Imani looking at yourself at 12 years, with a lot of the experience you have right now, what are some of the things you would tell that 12 years old Imani between that period
Um,
and now? I told you it's my
hmm.
first question.
I would definitely say that, wow, 12 years old, what was I doing? Um, I would definitely say that not to rush your life. Everything is going to happen when it needs to happen. And something that I tell everybody that, especially that's entering college, is to definitely take your internships serious. That's something that I think is so important. You gain so much experience with internships. Um, and so telling my 12-year-old self that and telling other 12-year-old, other teenagers that you should really, 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 when you get to college, and even if you can get in before you get to college, definitely take advantage of any types of internships, any types of opportunities where you can gain experience. Definitely try and do
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing.
that.
Amazing. This is really, really great. So there's someone right there who is saying, oh, maybe how can I grow and then do a lot of the amazing stuff that I've heard about Imani, seen a video and all of that. So take internship seriously. Do
Hmm.
every work you have to do right now. Give your best to it. Do it excellently. Produce maximal results, but you never can tell what that competence can lead to. You never can tell what the competence could make you become. You never can tell what the
Hmm.
capacity can make you really build. Now, Imani is a CEO, Leather and Co. But she never thought about someday she was going to be a CEO while she was doing all of those internships, giving a lot of her best to it, doing a lot of the work, building capacity, training herself, asking questions. And today, she's a CEO. And I can tell you perfectly, Iman is making a lot of money, even from YouTube alone. She's making a lot of money. She's instructing, teaching, and leading a team of people who want to be exceptional with your life. So, having said that, I know you do a lot of things. How do people watching us right now? How can they reach out to you? Do you have some products? Do you have some courses? Do you have probably some of the services you offer, and you want people to really reach out to you? You need someone to call you and say, Imani, I need this, this, this. So, can you tell us about some of your courses, services, product, or probably anything you have that people can benefit from?
Okay, for one, I did just release merch, so you can, if you're interested, you can go ahead and shop my merch, which is including this crew neck that I have one here, the sweatshirt that says "Do Better," um, and then also, for my company, you can access and you can check out my company online at www.leaderandco.com. So that's LEDAANDCO.com. And that's where you can learn more about my services. But as I mentioned in the beginning, we are event production, public relations, and social media management company. And just because you're not in New York does not mean we cannot work together. We have clients all across the United States. So definitely check me out and let me know if you have any questions. And of course, you can follow me on social media at itsimani.com. So ITSIMANIMURRAY.
Amazing. And you can also check up on a personal website at www.imenimure.com. She has amazing stuff. And I can tell you for free that she's very lovable, of an humble character, exceptional personality, and she would respond to you so, so well. So I can guarantee you that. So you can check up on the website, check up on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I am Imani, or this is I am Imani, right? I
It's
think that's the
Imani.
handle. Yeah. So
It's
please,
Imani Murray.
yeah. So it's you would learn a lot and a lot and a lot from her. Imani, thank you so much. It's been amazing, really learning from you, getting to have you answer a lot of exceptional questions, and a lot of people still definitely would connect with you after now, and people who would still watch. So what I will just do is I would do well to add your website to the description of this video. So I'll leave it as a replay on YouTube so people can
Awesome.
just link up to you after now. So thank you so much for joining. What would be your final words before I let
Thank
you stay on the back end?
thank you for having me. It was a pleasure and I really enjoyed it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And one more thing, I want to keep you on the spot. I hope we will invite you one more time, and we invite you again. You would be willing to honor our invitation um, on maybe this platform or many other platforms.
Of course. Thank you. Of course.
So if you want to invite Imani, contact me first. I want to be a PA. I want to be a PA in the third world nation. So contact me, and I will tell you the password to use to get her to accept the invitation. All right. Thank you so much, Imani. I will see you on the back end.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone for joining. It was a great time learning how you can leverage social media for your personal and business growth. At this right time, social media should not be a mirage to you. It should be a tool you want to intentionally use to spread your message to the world. You want to use to impact a lot of people. You want to use to make a lot of difference in your immediate community, in your nation, and in the global space. A lot of people are making international connections with social media, reaching a lot of people. Imani is in UK and she was able to reach me. I connected with her via YouTube. Why? Because she's doing something intentional with social media. The question is, would you also be the same? Would you also use this tool? Would you make a lot of profit, a lot of income, and a lot of influence using social media? Or you would keep looking at everyone using this tool and yet you're making no difference with your life. As you know, I keep giving you exceptional value. I keep giving you exceptional content. I keep helping you make exceptional contribution to the world. Till I come your way again on Growth Secret with Abiodun Mustafa. Keep remaining exceptional and continually grow. Bye bye.